Quick gut check. How many feet of space do you instinctively keep between yourself and a stranger on a crowded sidewalk? You've never measured it. You couldn't tell me the number. Your brain is constantly predicting other people's paths before you're even aware of it. Now multiply that instinct by 200,000. Put it in the open sky. Strip away every traffic law, every glance exchanged to say after you. That's a starling murmuration, up to 250,000 birds, twisting through the air at roughly 30 miles an hour with almost no collisions. When researchers first measured how that's possible, the pattern didn't match what they expected. Their working assumption was that a flock moves like a stadium wave, one person reacting to the person beside them, the motion losing speed and shape with every row it crosses. That's not what the data showed. A tern starting on one edge of the flock reaches the far edge almost instantly, no matter how large the flock is. Double the flock, and the tern still arrives just as fast. Normally, the bigger a crowd is, the slower information should move through it. So something in it was passing information in a completely different way. The first explanation researchers tested was the simplest one. Maybe there's a leader. The rest following like an orchestra follows a conductor. The evidence didn't support it. In field observations, when a bird is removed from a murmuration, the flock doesn't hesitate. It closes the gap and keeps moving, which argues against any one bird being in charge. So researchers set up high-speed cameras across rooftops in Rome, aimed at the city's massive winter flocks, and reconstructed the position of individual birds many times per second. What that data showed? Each starling doesn't track the flock as a whole. It tracks a small, consistent number of companions, roughly 6 or 7, and not the 6 or 7 physically nearest. It's the 6 or 7 closest in the flock's shifting social formation, whether the group is packed tight or spread thin. Researchers call this a topological rule. Distance measured by relationship within the group, not raw feet and inches. Why that particular number and not, say, 10 or 12? The leading explanation is that 6 or 7 sits close to the upper limit of how many fast-moving neighbors a bird can track at once without its own reactions slowing down. Though exactly where that ceiling comes from is still being studied, here's where it gets stranger. When physicists modeled how a disturbance travels through that web of connections, the pattern resembled something they'd seen before, not in biology, but in materials physics. A metal alloy near the specific temperature where it's on the verge of becoming magnetic. To be clear, this doesn't mean birds are magnetic. It means the same underlying math shows up in both places. A system where every part is only loosely connected, yet indirectly linked to every other part through a chain of neighbors. Physicists call that a critical point, a state balanced on the edge between order and randomness, where a small nudge can spread through the entire system almost instantly. It's why a single falling domino can tip an entire chain, except here nothing is lined up in a row and the connections are shifting every second. That explains how the signal spreads. It doesn't explain how one bird dodges a wingtip a few feet away at 30 miles an hour. For that, the evidence points to the eye. Human vision has a limit to how much fast motion it can resolve. One useful way to picture it: your eyes aren't feeding your brain a smooth, continuous stream. They're closer to sampling the world in rapid updates, roughly 60 a second for most people. Push motion past that rate and your brain stops resolving the individual moments, which is why a spinning ceiling fan looks solid. In several bird species studied, that refresh rate runs meaningfully higher, in some cases close to double a human's. Inside a fast-moving flock, a half-second that would blur together for us arrives as several distinct frames for the bird, each one another chance to notice a neighbor drifting close and correct early. Add a field of view that in many birds wraps almost entirely around the body, and the picture completes itself. An animal built to monitor several neighbors at once without turning its head. None of this looks designed for elegance. The leading explanation is a brutal one. For a small bird, one of the most dangerous moments in life is a hawk locking onto it from above. A predator that can't isolate one target from hundreds of similarly moving bodies is less likely to succeed. Researchers call it the confusion effect. Over many generations, birds with faster vision and a tight instinct to track a handful of neighbors would have had a survival edge. This is where you'd expect the story to end. A finely tuned system. Problem solved. It isn't. This same system, sitting near what physicists call a critical point, running on vision faster than ours, has one well-documented blind spot. It doesn't reliably recognize glass. When a bird sees a window reflecting open sky, its instincts read it as more open space, no neighbor to track, no edge to bank around. As far as that system can tell, there's nothing there. Researchers studying bird mortality in the U.S. estimate window collisions kill several 100 million birds a year, some estimates approaching 1 billion. Not hawks, not storms. Glass, an obstacle evolution never had a chance to prepare for. There's a curious parallel on the predator side. Some researchers studying peregrine falcon hunts have noted that mid-dive, a falcon's attention appears to narrow sharply onto a single target, a pattern that, in other animals, has been linked to more collisions with nearby obstacles. It echoes what human researchers call target fixation, cited in some motorcycle and driving accidents, where a person fixates on the one hazard they're trying to avoid and steers straight toward it. The mechanisms aren't proven identical across species, but the pattern, attention narrowing until everything outside one focal point disappears, keeps showing up. So why don't birds crash into each other? Not because they communicate in any way we'd recognize. The evidence points to a system with no single point of control, a small number of tracked connections balanced right on the edge between order and chaos, fast enough to dodge a wingtip, blind to anything its ancestors never had to dodge. That doesn't mean a human brain works exactly like a starling's. Our attention runs on far more layers. But the shape should feel familiar. The handful of people you instinctively orient around in a crowded room, while 100 other voices fade into the background. A system built to track what's nearby and easy to blind entirely to whatever it was never built to expect. The only real question worth sitting with is whether you'd notice the glass before you hit it.